The new monthly PlayStation Plus games have been announced, or I should say PlayStation Plus Essential games, as this month the new tiers will of course be rolling out, and we got way more info from territories including Hong Kong, where the upgraded service is already available. We learned about new PS4 and PS5 games that are joining the already impressive extra tier. We also got new info on the game trials and some good and bad news regarding the classic games. So a ton to go over. If you are excited or curious about the new PS Plus changes, then don't leave a like on the video to show your support. Subscribe for more PlayStation videos, and let's go. Yes, God of War 2018 will be part of the PlayStation Plus monthly games lineup. I can't imagine that you're watching this channel and that you haven't played it yet, but if you are one of those lucky people, then do yourself a favor and totally do it. The single take camera, so there are no camera cuts, is really impressive. The combat feels great. There's quite a lot of optional content. I was pretty surprised by that. There are a ton of upgrades to get. It's just really one of the best games of the PS4 generation, and even has 60 FPS unlocked on PS5 if you got that console. And seeing Kratos and Atreus journey through the Norse mythology will of course be the perfect preparation for God of War Ragnarok that is hopefully still dropping this year. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is also part of the June lineup, and yes, this is obviously a Smash Bros clone, but with Danny Phantom, that guy from Thornberrys, of course a lot of SpongeBob characters, a Ninja Turtle, Cat Dog, a lot of familiar faces from the Nickelodeon cartoons are here. They also added Garfield as free content, the dad from Jimmy Neutron and Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot are also coming, but as paid DLC. Only the base game is included here though, but with a roster like this you would think that it can't really go wrong. Well, the sad part is that it kinda did, because there is no voice acting for any of the characters, no licensed music, the character models look kinda outdated, and there's also just not a lot of content next to, again, the decent lineup. A 67 on Metacritic, but still, there are not a lot of Smash Bros style options on PlayStation, so why not give it a shot, especially if you like some of the characters, and there's also a PS5 version available. Naruto Shinobi Striker is the final new PS Plus game of June, and the main appeal here is that you can create your own ninja. Not only visually, but also you can unlock more abilities as you play through the game. So this doesn't have a traditional story mode. It's an online focused game with 4v4 PvP modes like Capture the Flag, and also a mode where you have to hold zones. But personally, I would be more interested in the VR missions, where you have to take out some pretty big monsters with other players. Now, characters from the manga and the anime can be picked as VR Master, and if you level them up, you get special items, abilities, and also outfits inspired by those characters. It's an old game, 2018 is when it came out, but it's still getting supported with new content just announced. So yeah, it's a live service game. It also has a ton of microtransactions and a 61 on Metacritic, but good to keep in mind that that was 4 years ago. If we go to Steam right now, we see that the people are very positive there. So I think if you like the series, it's worth giving a shot. So these regular monthly games, as always, will be updated every first Tuesday of the month. So these titles will be available on June 7th. We now also learned that the special PlayStation Plus collection you find on PS5 will stay, and it of course includes quite a lot of great games, so that is good news. You can still access this with your regular PS Plus, which will now of course be called PS Plus Essential. I think this visual from Derek at Tweaktown does a great job at highlighting the differences between the tiers and also the prices in dollar. So again, Essential is what you already have, while Extra gives you also access to a ton of extra PS4 and PS5 games. Already mentioned a lot in my previous video, we'll link to it at the end of this one, with highlights including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Returnal, Miles Morales, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Guardians of the Galaxy, and way more. So now we learned about additional games that are available in Hong Kong and will likely come available here too. Darksiders Genesis and Darksiders 3, Detroit Become Human, which I totally recommend. Greedfall is a great RPG, there's also a PS5 version for this. Hotline Miami 2, I love the first one, haven't checked this one out. Injustice 2 is amazing. Kingdom Come Deliverance, for if you're looking for another massive RPG. Mafia 3, all the DLC for Marvel Spider-Man is included. First we only knew about the regular version, but now we see that the Game of the Year edition is included. Sadly still only the PS4 version. Elder Scrolls Online is here, and both the Surge games, Souls-like, I think they're quite fun. So we'll share more big game names in the video description, just like last time. Although again, more titles will be announced. And as we already learned, next to the regular PS Plus monthly games update at the start of each month, an additional monthly refresh will occur in the middle of each month with new games across PlayStation Plus Extra, Premium and the Deluxe plans. And Deluxe, you should not really worry about that, that's just a name for Premium in some other regions. We now also learned that you can play games downloaded through PlayStation Plus offline. You only need to connect to PSN once every 7 days, so then Sony knows that you still have an active PS Plus membership and they can keep playing. And if you want, you can purchase DLC and add-on content for the games that you download through the service, but you lose access to it when you unsubscribe. But resubscribing or actually buying the game will give you access to the DLC you bought again. And the premium membership gives you access to many more things, including game trials. The PlayStation blog first had an image where we saw a 3-hour Horizon trial, but the Hong Kong PSN now shows it for 5 hours, as we see in this image from PS4 text. So it seems that longer games get a longer trial. Cyberpunk here also has 5 hours, while Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection is only getting the 2-hour trial. Pretty nice is that trophies earned during your time-limited game trial through the PlayStation Plus Premium Deluxe plan will remain on your PSN profile even after you complete the trial and decide to not purchase the title. And of course your save will be available as well if you decide to buy the game, so you can pick up where you left off. Now the big thing in the premium tier are the classic games, PS3 titles and other game streaming. The good news is that developers are able to add trophies to older games if they want to. Sony notes that Ape Escape, Hot Shots Golf, IQ Intelligent Cube and Siphon Filter all have trophies now, which is awesome. But the bad news is, as reported by Digital Foundry, that many Sony published games are using the PAL version with a 50Hz refresh rate, while the PS5 has a minimum output of 60Hz. Meaning that the classic games basically play in slow motion and look kinda chubby too. So it's not known which version will be used for the rollout in other countries, but so far it could totally be better. And Sony also tried to patch some games, but that actually made things worse. It also turns out that these special filters don't really change too much or actually also make things worse, and the aspect ratios are not helping the games either. So third-party titles luckily do not seem to have the issue and they run at a steady 60 or 30. Yes, you see Toy Story 2 here, which is available. We see Dino Crisis teased, so that might be something they add later. And I'm personally really interested in this one. Resistance Retribution was rated in Korea for PS5 and PS4, so it could also come to the service or be available as a separate purchase. But yeah, I really hope that running these games on the PS4 and PS5 will actually be better than what Digital Foundry checked out right now. I will leave a link to their video, by the way, in the video description. We will find out soon enough. June 13th is when the service is available in South and North America. Australia, New Zealand and Europe are up next on June 23rd. So we'll totally follow up. Subscribe for more PS Plus and future PlayStation videos. We are live reacting to the State of Play, by the way, for if you're watching before it goes live. I will link to it in the pinned comment. And you can check out my previous in-depth PS Plus video on a more general overview of the changes by clicking on the screen. For now, I'll speak to you soon. Curious to hear your take, of course, in the comments. And goodbye.